Hi everyone, Sandy here. I have been working on my craft room for the past couple days, trying to get it a little cleaned up, and I've also been moving things around, trying to put things closer to me that I use more often. So I'll be doing a video on that and kind of showing you that process. But I just wanted to take a break, and I was going through my different, I have this thing of scraps, I have this thing of scraps, and I thought I would do some masterboards just for fun, just to take a break. And then I have this box of scraps, and then I have another box on the floor like this with scraps. So in theory, one of them is supposed to be small scraps, and then the other one is supposed to be medium to larger scraps, but I think they've kind of gotten commingled. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a bunch of things out of here and then see where it goes from there, and then just start gluing. And I just picked up I think it's probably Michael's cardstock, and I've pulled out a few sheets. I don't know how many I'll end up using. So yeah, so let's just kind of dig in here and get started. I might maybe do like a monochromatic one first, since I'm seeing a lot of all the same color right here. I also thought maybe I'd do a little year in review as I go through this stuff. So I hope y'all are doing well. Oh, here's some, looking through the scraps might be a good year in review too. Here's some faux rice paper I made. That would be fun to use. And some Tim Holtz paper. Yeah, I like this a lot. I'm liking these a lot already. I went through, the best way for me to go through and remember things is either looking through my planner or looking through my photos on my phone. And so I was doing that earlier today. And I tell you what, this year, I can't believe how fast it flew by. It's just crazy. I mean, insane. Yeah, in January, we went out to Seattle because my daughter still lived in Seattle then. And then, and we had a fun time. And I think by then she had already decided that her and Isaac and her other two friends, Caitlin and Caleb, were going to move to LA. And so we knew that was going to be probably our last trip. So it was a good time. We had a good time. It was cold though, cold and rainy. And I wonder if I can use some of that. And then in March, Alana, my youngest granddaughter, she turned 1. So that was fun. Birthday party. And then in April, I went with my girlfriend to Palm Springs. So she lives in Arizona. So she and I met up in Palm Springs. And we had so much fun. We used to work together, and we hadn't seen each other since we retired. So that was fun. Gosh. And then May, of course, here in Louisville, Kentucky, it's Derby time. So we always have to go to a Derby party. We also usually go out to the track. So that was a lot of fun. And then in June, there's a new restaurant my husband and I had been wanting to try it. So we went to that. And then, oh gosh, yeah, June and July, we went to LA to visit Andrea out there in her new apartment, new digs. So that was a lot of fun. We did a whole bunch of touristy stuff. I've been to LA a couple times, but it's usually for work. So that was fun. And then, oh, and we got some new furniture as well for the living room. That was in June. So that was a lot of fun. And then, gosh, so got back. Oh, and then in August, my car, whew, it was really getting up there. So we needed to, we'd been looking and looking and looking for a new SUV. And so we found one down in Bowling Green. So we drove down to Bowling Green and bought it. And then my friends from Wales came in town in August and we went down to the lake. So that was a lot of fun. And then I went out to the state fair with a couple of my girlfriends in August. We went early. That's the way to go before it gets too hot. So that was a lot of fun. I'm going to attempt to put this on here. I don't know if it's going to be too dimensional, but we'll see. Might cut off some of these. Oh, I need my sewing scissors to cut these off. There we go. And then, oh, and then my niece had a shower. Her and her fiance. So that was fun. And then in September, we went up to Findlay, Ohio for my nephew's wedding. And that was so much fun. They are such cool individuals. They march to the beat of their own drum for sure. And that was Labor Day weekend. And then after that, we always have our annual houseboat trip down in Dale Hollow. So we did that. That was September. Oh, and then I went to see Bluey live with my granddaughters. That was so much fun. And gosh, yeah, September was busy. And then we had Bourbon and Beyond, which is a outdoor musical festival. And Bruno Mars was there, so that was really fun. Oh, and I went and saw Beyonce back in July as well. Oh, and I started playing pickleball, my husband and I, this summer. That was so much fun too. I really am having fun playing pickleball. And gosh, all the way up to October now. So, and then in October, my niece, or my granddaughter, she turned 5. Oops, that was fun. Birthday party. And then my niece's wedding was in October. So we were busy. And then we went to Boo at the Zoo with the grandkids, Halloween. And they do, it's a fabulous job. They have all these people dressed up in all the different, like, Disney princess characters and all the other fun characters that the kids like. Super cute. And then November, shoo, seems like that was a long time ago. That's when my mom got sick. So that's been where I've been spending a lot of my time, over at my mom's. But I did, we had our trip to Disney planned, so we still went and did that with my daughter and son-in-law and the grandkids, and that was so fun. And my husband and I, we went to Universal ahead of time and we met up with them when they got there. And then we had Thanksgiving. And then Christmas. I mean, shoo. And that's the whole year. I mean, that's just crazy. I can't believe it's 2024 already. So I'm literally not thinking about this. I'm not inking anything up. And if I don't like how this looks, I can paint over it, or I can put additional layers on top of it. So I'm trying not to overthink it. I thought it would be fun to work on this while we hang out. And then from a kind of a professional perspective, I'm really pleased with how my YouTube channel is doing and how Patreon's doing. My YouTube got monetized this year, so that was super exciting to have that happen. Now it's not any money, but very little money. But it's still a little something, right? And so I appreciate you all watching and commenting and sharing my videos, because that gets them out to other people, which also helps. Because kind of the plan is, you know, as we get older and my husband retires, you know, I really want to be able to use my YouTube money to kind of help pay for my craft supplies. And I also want to, you know, continue to grow my Patreon, so I'll need, you know, I need money for that. And then I'm just tickled pink with my Patreon. I had set a goal for 10, and I met that goal, and I've now exceeded it. And so that's just, it's so scary, guys. I mean, you all are artists. It's scary to put ourselves out there and see if anyone's willing to purchase our creations, or purchase, you know, the things that we curate and create. So it was very scary. So I'm just overwhelmed and blessed with the support from my patrons. And I have opened up a new, it's just an $8 tier. So you don't get as much stuff as my bluegrass tier, but you will get a few things. Basically what I can fit into an envelope, and like, you know, with the regular postage, or maybe 2 postage stamps, 1 or 2 postage stamps. So that's kind of the plan for that, because I don't want to overextend myself and to try and just adding more and more people to my bluegrass tier. I don't want the quality to suffer. And plus I do a lot of vintage items as well as the handmade items. And, you know, it's just hard to find mass quantities of vintage items. But I think the $8 tier, it'll be fun, because you can still have access to the digitals I put out there, and the member only videos that I put out there. And then I share more over there about myself and what's going on in the day-to-day stuff. Yeah, I might come back and maybe do some stamping or stenciling over top of this. Well, I don't hate it, so that's a good sign. Maybe I'll put a little bit of this over here. That's the other thing I want to do this week is I want to do some more, I don't know if I want to do some tea dye or coffee dye paper, but I plan on doing that this week. Maybe I'll even do it a little bit later today. We'll see. To take my mom to the doctor's tomorrow. And I need to do some laundry, so I'm going to try to do some laundry tomorrow. What'd you all do for New Year's Eve? My husband and I, excuse me. My husband and I, we just stayed home. He's a homebody, and I'm turning into a homebody. But I cooked. I made a filet mignon, and I made Brussels sprouts, twice baked potatoes, some sauteed mushrooms. It's pretty tasty. Yeah, I did the Brussels sprouts. I boiled them first for a few minutes to kind of soften them up, and then I cooked them the rest of the way in the air fryer, and I love how that turns out. I love Brussels sprouts in the air fryer. Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Whoa. Leave a comment down below if there's some certain videos you'd like me to make this year. I'm always looking for ideas and what you all might want to see video-wise from me. Oh, and I am, I've mentioned in another video, I don't know if you heard it, but I got a big scanner for Christmas. So I will be putting, I have some ledger paper from the 1980s, or 1880s. And I'm going to be putting that up on my Etsy shop, so digitals. And they turned out really, really nice. I'm really loving that new scanner. I think that's going to work well. And then I also have some ledger paper from the 1920s that I'm going to list, not as a digital, but the actual journal pages. So I'm going to put that up in my Etsy shop here, hopefully in the next day or two. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know if you've seen, I haven't watched it yet, Juanette, over on Juanette's Crafting Corner. She's done a video on glue sticks and kind of doing a review. So I'll probably go watch that. I haven't watched it yet. And see what glue she ends up thinking is good to do, good to use. I kind of like that here, so maybe I'll try to cut out a couple more. So what I do is when I'm putting new thread or a new bobbin in my sewing machine, I always do a test before I sew my project, because I don't want my project to get messed up if I haven't threaded it properly or if the tension. And so I always have index cards or scraps of paper over by my sewing machine that I use. And when it gets all full, then I throw it into my scrap pile here. For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to use these, and then I was like, well, that's just silly. They're not serving any other purpose, and thought it might add some fun interest on here. And when I go to cut up the masterboard, that could cause some problems. So I didn't really think that all the way through, but it is what it is. Okay, I think I need a little bit more. Now this is making this directional, but that's okay. I think I need a little bit of this up here. Yeah, I think maybe I'll turn on some show and watch a show. And just keep making a few more of these. I definitely want to do some more rice paper too, or faux rice paper. And I want to do some coffee dyed paper. I need to make a list of all the things I want to make. Let's see. Uh-oh. Maybe I need a little, just a little music paper up right there. Yeah, I probably would have preferred to ink all these up, but I didn't think about that before I started. Oh shoot. This music paper is so brittle. This this is perfect for collage, because it just falls apart pretty straight away. So I have a couple little spots here. That I want to put something on. Maybe just a piece of this. There we go. And what else? What else? This is my very monochromatic one, but I'm wanted to do that. Let's see. I'll pop of this parchment paper. It's so fun as I pull these scraps out, I think about, oh, this was when I did my travel theme. And this was when I did my fairy themed, my different Patreon Happy Mail kits. I have a piece of something here too. Let's see. Maybe I need another little piece of this. Yeah. Okay. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Okay, almost ready. And then I want to put this on top of that. And I want one more little something right there. Cover up the white. You can tell I'm rushing here at the end. I don't want to keep you all too long. I've probably kept you all too long. Hopefully you're still with me. Let me know if you still are. All right, so very monochromatic, but look, I used up quite a few scraps. Let me trim around the edges on this. And then these little scraps I will just throw away. Okay, first one down. And I think I will probably keep going. And I do think I'm going to let this dry, and I think I'll come back and do either a little stenciling or stamping on top of this. I really like these a lot. I'm going to do more of those. Here is the second masterboard that I made, and then here is the third one, and then this is the first one that I did with you all. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me and listening to my year in review. And appreciate everyone who either has bought from my Etsy store or commented on my videos or is a Patreon member. Just thank you all so much. And I'm really excited about 2024. I have lots of ideas and working on plans for 2024, and I'll share those with you all soon. All right, Happy New Year. Have a good evening, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.